Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Storm King's Thunder. Where we last left off, our bunch of malevolent misfits were in Neverwinter, awaking and very groggily recovering from a night of excessive drinking on most of the party's part. Those who are sober were up too early for everyone else's liking. Far too early for everyone else's liking. And the party were speaking to the one and only Legacy very early on in the morning, the Archmage Invocanus and Mother of Faith, who we have encountered in Neverwinter and was there with Sildar Hallwinter and Rockfin. Hope, who was finally been introduced as a bard and was found in Neverwinter performing, and Glory, the party's primary fighter and tough all-round gal. She began explaining that there were many items of power that existed in the world, some of which were often detailed by Crowan, who is the Archmage of Illusion and Divination for the Archmages. However, he did not reveal all of them to the party, and one such item that was introduced and revealed to the party was the crossbow True Strike, which no one has seemed to take much inquiry into, and she began explaining more about a crown that matched Oathbreaker, a weapon that Durin is seeking in a quest for the entire of Gauntled Grim. Or not Gauntled Grim, but Citadel Felbar, other Dwarven's realm. Would help Gauntled Grim anyway. So, to continue on with that, he particularly scried out of curiosity, trying to figure out what was going on, what was the detail of who currently wielded it, and it was discovered that it was a dwarf wielding it, and the dwarf may or may not have been charging into the den of some large, nasty beastie at the time of the scrying, which is when the scrying faded. After a period of time, the party looked around to themselves and questioned the location of one Hope. Curious as to where she was, and Roman, having cast a spell to detect thoughts, which allows him to detect the thoughts of anyone within 30 feet, discovered someone was listening in, but the moment that they were realized to have listening in, they left a little, "Oh, it's you. I'll get you first," before disappearing. The thoughts were revealed to be that of a nemesis of the party, someone who makes the Black Knight look like he knows how to die. Nezinar the Black Spider. It is revealed that could very well be he who has the one and only Hope kept prisoner, and Legacy, having scried upon Hope, simply replied to after her scry, "I'm going to kill him." And that's kind of where we left it, with an arrow that had been left in the wall as Kirak poked her head out the window in curiosity.
Thankfully, I didn't actually put it through the window. That could have gone badly.
Or
No,
through Kirok.
It seemed more like it was chosen not to go through her than anything. It's been scried upon that he is in a tower somewhere deeper into the city. It's been derived and scried upon that it should be about 1,000 or so feet away from where the party currently is. And as we bring this in, Kirak, you're still peering out the window, and you see the feathers of the arrow just begin turning to dust as the actual shaft of the arrow begins turning to dust. Moving in a wind of itself, it sweeps into the room, into the open window, and begins stretching beyond proportionally complex until inside the bar, you see Nezinar.
I am drawing my fucking sword.
Chico.
Motherfucker. Come into my fucking house. I don't say this in character. But I'm walking the fuck up to this guy.
As you walk up to him, he just like
Someone logging.
as you do that, he just waves his hand, and the hand actually goes through you.
Fucking.
I think my see invisibility is still active, but I doubt that makes a difference.
See, invisibility does not let you determine any other effects on a person.
Okay.
Would I assume this is an illusion of some sort?
You could probably discern that this is some form of an illusion.
It's not here.
Afternoon, everyone. I hope you're miserable as always. You all seem to be quite angsty.
Cut to the fucking chase. What have you done with my sister?
A lot and nothing. She's many and none. But what you need to understand is you're going to come after her. I know you will. We all know the song and dance, the knights errant rushing to save the damsel in distress. But let me make something very quick and clear, especially to you, Archmage. If I see any of you before sundown, she dies. At a moment's pause. And what I do to her, no one will bring her back from. So that's the only real warning you're going to get. You can go on your escapade, that I know you will, but do it tonight. Any earlier, she dies. Is that okay, pumpkins?
I cast a spell magic on it.
Thank you.
As you make it dispel. Okay, you dispel it as he is just smirking like a motherfucker.
I can't listen to him anymore.
I'm gonna look at Legacy and just go, what do we do?
Am I?
I'll let you guys know. We'll do the controlling thing for actual combat. Just to make sure I don't have too many spinning plates. But for now, you guys are fine. She looks to you troubled, very concerned, and clearly irritatingly caught off guard by this. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. If I go, he's clearly got some sort of magic, meaning magic doesn't usually beat it. Even if I try to perform, and you could tell she's clearly going through her head of spells. She's trying to think of any situation
You've
where she can
seen
come out of
her,
that.
right? What was going on? Give me a rundown. Give me anything.
I just saw her with a shadow looming over her, and a very, very large shadow.
So he's still got that up his sleeve.
I don't know what it is.
No one.
Well, the very first time we encountered him, he drank a potion.
That's true. He does like the enlarged spell.
Well, you quite like it
No,
as well.
this wasn't him. This was someone else. This is something
What?
else.
What was
Can I-
happening last time?
It's called a friend.
Can I insight check her?
Legacy, go ahead.
Yeah. Just-
Last time it was just him and a bunch of other guys, right?
It was him and a bunch of shadow mastiffs. Was the last time.
Dang. 19 and
I didn't mean to
25.
roll that with advantage.
It's
Ignore that.
19.
It's your mom. I'd say you'd have advantage. So, how would you like to come down to DM Whispers real quick?
Okay. Oh god, which PC is this on? Okay, it's on that one.
The Shadow Mastiffs, was that the guy we met in the Underdark?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the guy we fought just as we entered
Yeah,
the
we
Underdark.
fought him in the Underdark, and me, Glory, Ashk, and Varys have all fought him previously in the Lost Mine, which is where he was originally from.
I thought so.
So this is the third time we have encountered him. The second time.
I was
we have
pretty sure
killed
that
him.
was the one, but I thought I'd ask.
Yeah, we have killed him twice, and he hasn't stayed
Right.
dead.
What do we know?
We
Shadow
know that
Mastiff.
apparently removing heads doesn't work.
What could the big thing be?
No,
Shadow
but he was
Mastiffs.
insistent about the sunlight, which I figured was probably just due to him, but it could be due to his helper as well. He's a drow and he doesn't like the sunlight. Not that that'll do him any good, because I know Sunbeam.
Well, if you want somebody... if you don't want to kill him, but you want him to not be a problem anymore. Leave him to 0.
Oh no, we'd like him dead. Very, very firmly dead. Please.
0 can do things far worse than death, as I'm sure you realise.
That is true. That
This
is
is
very
true.
true.
I can make him no longer a threat to anybody.
But we have to leave her there for literally all day. It's morning now. We're not allowed to go there till night. I don't know if that's the best idea.
Either
We
way,
wanna find a way to get
Zero's not
there.
here at the moment.
I'm
He's
back.
still sleeping at
All right,
All right.
folks, give me 1 second, and I will be right back. Just 1 second.
Okay.
I might be washing and have to throw away a basin of water.
Okay.
You're bit.
Let's continue talking.
Don't plan.
Character.
No planning.
Yes, we will.
Definitely
No, no.
plan.
planning.
Definitely planning.
It'll be all in
Definitely
character.
planning.
I remember to shop at Game Tea.
Got new products, but seriously though, what are we gonna do?
Well, the first
Well-
season, really, like, do we go there now, or do we actually wait till night?
I don't like the risk of going there now.
I wouldn't risk that shit.
Yeah.
Every time he comes back a little bit stronger, I ain't. In character, I literally can't risk that.
Well,
I
we
don't need to spell out to you guys, but this is bad. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Unless any of us learned Gate in the last 2 minutes. But then Legacy said that if we try and cast anything, he's gonna fucking know as well.
Hmm.
I think first thing to establish is anyone watching us? But let's stop.
I'm back.
Hey.
Hey up.
Were you
Right.
giving them the rundown?
Huh?
Were you giving them the
No.
rundown of the talk or
Nope.
what?
No, they're
No.
planning.
Okay. So I am back. So, looking to all of you, I can currently hear my heartbeat. That's weird. She's looking to all of you. No, this is me out of character. I can actually hear my heartbeat right now. That's weird.
I'm gonna try and just vomit everything I can remember about the Black Spider, like what we know from last time, what kind of
That's what we were
realms
doing.
of magic he dabbles in, just
Shall we
info
just
dump her
say
as much
you
as I can.
Stumbled through the door at this point.
Oh, we
Zero,
assumed you were
you-
here, I think.
You were here, my dude. You were here.
Yeah, I went and got you.
She went and got you. Remember we discussed this, man.
Sorry, I thought you meant. Okay.
Yeah, I went
No,
and got
no,
you
no,
so
no,
you didn't end
she-
up sleeping on the street at night. I went and got you before you went to bed.
And if she didn't, well, to be fair, you were originally my target, so it's a good thing she did go and get you.
Yay!
I want to establish as well, Faith is
Aw,
here,
I
isn't
wasn't
she?
kidding.
Yes,
Thank
Yeah.
God for that. Because I was just
She is
like, I did not
quiet.
check.
nervous, and looking between her big sister and her mom for guidance.
I'll just say, until now, I was sort of half asleep on the breakfast table.
Yes. Because you got woken up in the middle of the night by a bird, and then taken up into the high, cold, never-winter airs, all while mumbling, "Oh God, why?"
I don't seem to remember falling asleep 100 feet off the ground. Oh well.
I carried you.
I've had worse. Goes back to sleep.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so what do we
So I'm
know?
going to be stuffing breakfast in my face.
He likes to poison people. He has some shadow pups.
I kind of point at Roman. What do you know about what had to do with your patron shit? I don't know. It's involved in your weird dark magic crap.
Yeah,
Kraken.
Roman.
Well, to be honest, from what you said about him not having his fish features like before, it means he's walked away from the path of Kraken, possibly even the higher level of the
Showing.
Kraken. What?
Or he's hiding it.
Or he's hiding it, yes. And most likely in turn mean he's been given higher power from his patron. And you said there's this large shadow creature looming over her?
It was a shadow. It wasn't a creature, but it was
Shadow.
very bulking.
Like
Thin
one of them big
At
wolf
the
people.
thin. Say again.
What them? Joe, when I was kidnapped, that what was that thing that
The Banderheart.
Oh, you mean out of character? No, the Dracoliath.
Yeah, it was like a big wolf
Dracula.
drow guy.
It was more like a spider drow creature with
Oh, was it?
multiple
Oh.
appendages.
The Dragoth. You mean the thing
Yeah,
that
the,
warned me as a
Yes.
glove?
Dragoloff thing. Who knows how
Dragoloff.
things are
Yeah.
pronounced anymore?
The thing that warned me as a glove for a while.
He basically,
then-
yes.
You dropped onto it.
Yes,
as
that's what I'm
well.
thinking of.
That thing.
You know, the thing that I've got the skull of. Dunk.
Anyway,
Like, could it be one of them? Like, in character, I'll describe it and be like, could it be
Show
one of them?
player.
Yeah.
Like when it down. No. I know the creature you refer to. They have multiple arms. It had two. It only had one set of arms.
Okay.
It was very, very large, but shoulder width was massive compared to everything else. Seemed like it just kept bulging as it rose in size.
Could it be linked to our werewolf friends in the Underdark?
Hmm.
Our big werewolf friends.
I mean, the big one I think was actually killed by
would
the
be
vampire.
too big.
It wasn't.
Ah, didn't know.
Gregor
Yeah, but like,
escaped.
what kind of size are we talking
I
here?
wanted to
For
say
this
Gregor,
thing?
but-
Is it like comparable size to
Gregor
Hope? Because
was
if it
like-
is, Gregor's huge.
Gregor was
No,
huge,
it's
yeah.
hulking over her, and basically she describes that it's hulking over her. The shadow basically like looms. To give you an idea, when you scry on someone, in my mind, you basically see kind of like a Lord of the Rings kind of foresight thing, where you see shadows wisping all around. So you have your focus, and everything else is wisping. So it essentially is like a large wisping shape that you can't fully describe. It's very large, hulking over her if this was to be a 15-foot box and she could see her in the center of this box, this was hulking over almost the entirety of it, like blocking out any other sight from around.
So yeah, it could be that. It could be many things. I don't think we're gonna get anything from a shadow. We need to work out
Right.
anything.
We know where they are. We know where the tower is.
Do we?
Out of character test, we know where the tower is, right?
You guys know in character where the tower is.
Yeah.
You guys
We know
were
where
like,
the tower
"Hit
is."
that tower!" And then you were like, "Hit that tower!"
Assuming they're still there, yeah.
The few
Yes.
things I want to know is he will see us if we come above ground.
Say again?
Is there like he'll see us if we come above ground. If we can't,
Correct.
so we can't go there in the day. Do we enter the tower from underground?
Oh,
Try
I
and
can do
go
that.
through the sewers.
I like that
I'm
plan.
sure that there must be sewer tunnels
I
that go
don't know. I
nearby
feel like
we
a
could pass
drow
through.
who we've met previously on both occasions in caves is probably aware of any underground entrances.
Yeah,
Well,
he
do
probably
you-
didn't walk through the streets himself.
Also,
Well, do-
who was
do
it
you
who has the
wanna leave
detect
it?
thoughts up?
Right.
Roman.
And do they still have the thoughts up? Detect
I
thoughts up?
can cast it again.
I
Is it
wanna
a
know
concentration for a duration?
No, it is.
Oh,
I
That's
want to
the one
know
tap.
if,
One shot.
Oh wait, it says
He's
for.
just
Oh no, it
running
is
for,
concentration
like-
up to a minute. Sorry.
A minute.
like,
I
I want to
think
know
I'd let it be gone by now.
how he's gonna make sure we don't come towards him. Is he gonna scry on us? Is there someone watching us right now? Is there some kind of alarm spell?
Well, he was just watching you right now.
We know that he's watching
Yeah.
us, but he's probably got some
He's
sort of
up in
magical
he's up in
defense
that
as well.
fuck off tower over there. I'm
I
sure he
might-
can see us.
Yeah.
I might add this. How much can we trust what he says? Because I can think of a couple of things we could do, but they're depending on the idea that he's only
Oh,
concerned with
yeah.
seeing us.
Do we
Like-
want? Do we really want to leave him with hope for the next?
No, no, we
X amount of
don't.
hours?
No, we don't. And honestly,
Like,
from what we can tell, he's probably just gonna kill her anyway. Like,
it's
at
morning
this rate-
time. What now, right?
I mean, he's already shown a lack of any sort of honor or trustworthiness by ransoming us, so there's no reason to follow what he says. Just go hell to leather and ignore him.
Also, the fact that he wants us out of the way for whatever the fuck he's doing tonight means whatever he's doing tonight is inherently a bad thing. Doesn't want
Jess.
us interfering.
Yes.
Basically, this is pointing towards legacy. I'm gonna use detective thought on you, ma'am. And so think of when you were scrying what it looked like, for detail to be perfect. And basically,
She
then
looks to you for that moment before Her fingers are all kept up in a bundle, and she begins spreading them away. And as it does, it's like a web that's opened up, and she just sprawls it out, and you can just see an image of Hope, bound, chained. Her throat is held by a chain that pulls around to the back.
Anti-magic.
You can see blood trickling down her face, or scars. Scars at the neck, and you just hear you just see the shadow, which you presume is then Nezanar himself, walking around her with a very large, basically you just see a bulk, like just a large semi-circle shadow just looming over, like it's a cliff face over everything if this was all hidden underneath it. That's what I saw.
Could potentially be a new patron.
Here's a question. Who was the last one to see Hope? Did anyone see her this morning?
No.
No.
I was up first. I didn't even see her go to bed. She was still up when I slept.
Do we know what room she was in?
That's a good idea, Varys.
I want to go up to whatever room she was in.
I'm going to go with them just because I need something to do.
I'll follow.
She looked over. Nico.
Yes? No, I get the books. Yeah. She's in room 3012. No? She wrote very drunk. That says 12.
Sounds about
Zero
right.
suddenly points at Nico and says, "Hey, aren't you the guy that Roman wanted to go bowling with?"
Yes!
Later.
God's sake.
He is in fact his cousin and a barista.
I didn't realise you did that.
How did you not
Yeah.
know?
How
Yeah, no,
did you not get that? You dunce!
That joke
Basically-
has been going on for like 6 years.
Yeah, basically since
Since your character has existed, it was your first question to a tavern keeper. Do you know my cousin Nico?
It's been a while.
Hey,
Right,
Nico, you want to go bowling?
I'm going to.
I'm going to
that
Hope's
floor.
room.
Okay.
I'm going to investigate the fuck out of it.
So he leads you up to Hope's room, which he kind of waddles in front of you with a ridiculous chain of keys. There aren't this many doors in the tavern, but there's like 30 keys. And he just begins flipping.
No, 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 wait. No, no.
I'm going to count to 10.
No, I got it. I got it. Don't break the door. It takes like 100 gold to fix these doors. It's
I
mahogany.
could fix the damn
She'll
door.
pay, she'll
Oh,
pay
my doors.
Mahogany.
That's not.
yes,
He
mahogany.
opens it up.
Say it at the same time. Mahogany doors. Mahogany doors.
The room is ramshackled.
I was going to say, if she went down without a fight, I'm going to be ashamed.
The moment he steps in, you don't hear the anymore. It's just silence the moment he steps in. He's still there. He's talking, but there's no sound coming out.
I'll just turn them around. Just be like, just step outside for a second.
He like puts his finger up to his ear, because he can't hear you.
Do you have a possible way to, dispel this magic, maybe?
Dispel magic. Yeah, dispel magic. What magic am I dispelling?
He's still there going.
Varys into the room.
Gareth, the moment you step in, you can, whenever you open your mouth, know words come out, and you cannot hear anything. And he's still there going.
Oh well, fuck yeah, I'll dispel magic.
So you step back out and you dispel magic, and the zone of silence is removed. And he goes,
Jesus.
Ow.
Now.
I'm sorry. I'm
It's
gonna
alright,
go
I
Can you
outside.
just step outside for a second?
Oh, what?
he steps out. The rooms are ramshackle. It
I
looks
stop and
basically.
say, before we go in here, I swear I used to know a detective name. It doesn't matter. Shouldn't we get like somebody who's good at investigating these places? I mean, we are in a city. There's probably investigators here that could tell us more.
I mean, I'm alright at investigating.
To understand, disturbing a
investigate.
crime scene isn't a grand idea when there's doing this.
You want to get the guard involved in this? Really?
No, they'll do something stupid like go
I knew
there.
some private detectives. There was a halfling named Dick, but yeah, he seems to have gone off on some sort of.
You've been
journey.
trying to hammer the joke in, I know. I love you though.
But yeah, there's private detectives and stuff.
I would
this
rather we
point,
handle this
you hear,
ourselves.
you hear another door close from outside. As your commotion is there, Kirok and Zero, you look over to see Rockfin and Sildar. Sildar is in full suit of armor. What's going on?
Hope's missing.
What?
Well, we know
lost the
where she is,
tiefling.
but that doesn't help.
Where's she? We'll get the...
She's been kidnapped, and the dude said if we try and go get her, he'll hurt her. So when we're trying to work out what to do, it's
Yeah,
pretty
hey,
bad.
Sildar. You remember that guy that we told you about from the mine?
From all the way
You
from
mean
the
the
mine.
guy?
Family Lynn.
You mean the
From
guy
way
that
back.
knocked me and Gundren out? The guy who beat us both in a
Yes!
fight?
Yeah, that
That
dude.
guy.
When
We've
get some
killed him
revenge,
twice now.
We've killed him
I
twice.
should
But he
not
keeps
talk, I'm
coming
not
back.
we figured we'd save the.
What is
first
it? Put a
time to do
scratch to this man?
But for reals is, I wanna just take a minute to cast detect magic ritually and just investigate the room. Yeah.
Okay. I need to do a quick check for myself and a question.
I'll do a quick ritual cast. 10-minute ritual cast. I say quick.
Okie dokie.
I still need
You
to
can
learn that from
tell.
you.
You can tell that there is basically because of his legs, the way that he has the stilts he walks on. Nico avoided them, but there is some sort of abjuration spell smack bang in the door. Basically, you would step in. You were pushed over it, and you somehow stepped back over it. Because you never at one point said you would stand in the middle of the hallway. Yeah, there's an abjuration spell smack bang in the middle of the doorway.
Fuck. Don't really wanna. No one step in the doorway, please.
Okay.
Booby trapped.
Do I know what? Can I?
You
Can
can
I
use
look?
identify.
Also, I'll spend another 10 minutes to identify it.
Or you can immediately cast it.
I'm not going to prepared, so I can only cast it as a ritual.
You dumbass. Right.
Which will take me 10
It
minutes.
takes 10 minutes as everyone is just awkwardly waiting
I
for
think
him
we've
to
got
prepare
time.
it.
While he's doing that, can I say, does anyone here know how to speak to animals?
I just give him a very long stare.
Like actual animals.
I don't know,
Not a-
Mr.
Why do you
Druid.
ask?
Do you know anyone who can speak
No,
to
I don't
animals?
know how to. I don't know how to speak to animals.
Why
Oh,
would
that's-
we know how to speak to animals?
I don't know. It's just a question.
You're the druid. If anybody can speak to animals, it's you.
At this
Why
point,
do you ask,
your
Zero?
at this point, your spell has completed, as they've been back and forth. It is a glyph of warding with the explosive rune.
Oh dear.
You know that when this is triggered, everything within 20 feet of it comes out as a sphere within 20 feet of it, and will spread around corners, and each creature within it must make a dexterity saving throw. In this variant, against acid damage.
Everybody stand back.
The
Let's
reason I
not
was asking
stand on
about-
that.
We might quarantine that and yeah.
The spell
Someone-
magic can be performed.
Oh, I'm not using another spell slot.
Suck my dick.
Can someone run down and get Legacy and see if she can do something about this?
I imagine she's come up with us.
She's right next to you.
I can
Legacy.
trigger it from a distance, but
No,
it's gonna
Taylor-
be costly for the room,
Stupid.
and it's gonna not be great for investigating.
When I was young, I had a lot of spells that I could adapt myself to as a sorceress. Hindsight's 2020, and that was not one of the ones I chose.
Yeah, I can relate to that.
At this point, you just see Faith get very irritated. Fuck it. She takes her shield, takes it so that the interior side is facing down.
Hey,
I'm gonna
wait,
scurry
wait,
around
wait,
the
wait,
scurry
wait,
around
wait,
the
wait,
corner.
wait,
Behind the door.
I'm
I
gonna
put my
scurry
hand out
around
and
the
say,
corner.
I can make it trigger if that's what you're gonna do, but we don't want to.
She's already sitting on it.
I'll hide behind the door.
Yeah, I'm gonna scurry down the corridor away.
I feel
So
like
now
I'm
she's
slightly
going-
Talk
wrong,
about
so-
stupid decisions.
So now she's going to make, because it's basically in a confined space. Now it's only going to be that little spot that takes the acid damage. A dex check from her.
Ew.
Well, she fails that, but she still takes half damage because it's technically counted as invasion because she is using shield mastery. She's putting it between herself and the spell.
I guess.
So that's going to be 5d8. Only 15 points of damage for Faith. She's fine.
She can heal herself.
Faith, serious.
That was
My sister is missing. I don't care.
the most reckless
If-
thing I've seen one of your family members ever do.
So any evidence that was in here, you just blew a giant hole in the wall, so the smells are gone, so any bloodhounds I might have summoned are useless. Any evidence that might have been in any of that area is useless.
She looks at you with a scowl as basically the explosion only happened under her shield. It
You
was
just let off
literally like
acid.
there was.
I cannot get any smells out of this area now.
It's fine.
This is me saying this to you as a DM, not as a PC.
I know, but that's that's just Zero's thought on the matter.
Now the room is arguably safer. I want to actually go in and investigate like the windows. How did they get in? Are there any
Okay,
footprints?
So, as I was describing before, people all jumped. The room itself, there is very evident signs of a struggle. What you do notice, there is no glass on the floor. The windows are broken in, like the actual frames are broken, but there's no glass missing. There's no glass on the floor. It's basically like it's all been just entirely removed. And looking at it, it does seem like there was a struggle. It's very evident that there was. Make a investigation check. I will allow Varys to make one.
Sure.
It's not bad.
Okay.
It's very average for what I can roll.
Wow.
This is how you roll. For what you can tell, you can immediately see that there are footprints in there, but they're not padded boots. It's actually a foot. It's actually like this, the impression of someone's foot in the dust of the ground and of sweat or whatever rain was outside. It's just like compacted around. And you can just see them now faded, but there's a series of them that just move over to the bed. You can immediately see that there must have been some sort of chaos going on, but with the sheer volume of sound from last night and the parties that were being had, probably didn't get picked up. And you can actually see that the bed has been broken inward. So there was some sort of slamming happened, which caused the bed to actually, from normal position, buckle in.
Mm-hmm.
After that, you can see that you can tell then that there are the signs of claw marks from tiefling nails, and there are splices of blood, but it's not tiefling blood, which is a very distinctive, almost black red, and it is instead more like a human or elf blood. And then you can see just the very evident designs of from almost as if it was move in, grab, and then in a circle around, out of the room. And there's just the drag marks of a body.
Well, I can tell you right now, this patron's still the Kraken.
You think?
That's the only reason why there'd be footprints with water stain.
It was raining at the end of the night as well, so it could be. I will say that could have been also the case. It's kind of why the party actually ended last night.
Barefoot as well, though. Is it something that turned into something bigger and broke that bed?
There are no other changes of footprints. There's no evident change of pace or change of design in the actual thing. Like, you are aware of creatures that can metamorphosize, and it is a very evident change. Even just if the creature would say become heavier, you would notice from step to step that the imprint on the ground would actually get heavier as the sheer weight would cause it to begin breaking wood, for example. But nothing like that.
Footprint size wise, we're talking medium humanoid.
About the size of an average, actually, about the size of a bigger human, a bit bigger than a normal human.
Something big.
But almost like, say, half orc size, but half orcs are ridiculously fat toad.
Yeah.
This is human sized foot. Because you had a very good, because for you and your intelligence, that's a very good roll. These are very evident markings, so you're able to get a lot out of it.
Okay, I don't know what this means, but they've got something very strong.
Do I know what weapons Hope uses? Other than magic.
Hope is the person who you didn't see her actually brandish any weapons. Is something you noticed when she was with you guys. She has her lute, her tin whistle, her drums. Those magical instruments. You know that even in a bard's hands, a tin whistle can be more effective than a gun.
Do I see them in the room, or does Varys see them in the room?
They are all gone.
That's either a very bad sign or a slightly optimistic sign.
I'm fairly good with both survival and nature. If I look at the tracks, can I identify closer as to what race it was? And
Sure.
also,
We'll
could I
this will be a survival check for that. And what was your other side?
my other question was, being that I'm naturey and all that, would I be able to tell if this is water that's come from something or water that's come from the rain last night?
Okay, that'll be a nature check, and both those questions will have different DCs. So go ahead; it'll be the same roll. Make one check without advantage. Oh, fuck me!
Oh, jeez.
I did say one check.
Either way,
The first one.
You need to toggle your advantage off.
I always just leave it on. Just read the first one if that's a problem.
Yeah, true. The problem is a lot of people go, "Can I have advantage?" when they get a 20. You're not a.
No, I'm
I
not
know.
one of them. I just say no.
I know you're not.
I'm like,
Like,
please
nah,
give me
I didn't declare.
disadvantage.
But I did roll a 29.
I'm
So... How did I go?
It's a human. You can tell that just from the very distinct. You've had a lot of time dealing with humans on an operating bed, and elves and orcs. You know the difference of foot size, the different impressions that they can each give. Half orcs, Goliaths tend to leave far heavier prints. Elves, it's almost like they haven't even walked. But this is definitely human. It's that midterm bulkiness. But you can tell that this is probably a larger human just from. You can even tell now, you've having them identified to you by Varys as he's marked them for all of you to see and pointed them out. You could tell that the girth of walk, like say from step to step, would indicate that there's somewhere between the grounds of about 6.5 foot to 7 foot tall.
Human, 6 to 7 feet tall, heavy set.
So he's
Had
got
a
a
cold 3.5 weeks ago.
If they did, you could have probably tell that. You can tell, by the way, the blood that is on the bed is probably their blood.
This is their blood.
Very obviously, most likely.
Can I take
From
out
the
one of my vials and take a sample of the blood?
The blood is currently just seeped into the bed sheets, so it's not like there's a globule there. So it's a bit difficult to get
just
that.
not wringing out the bed sheets.
That does not work to
uh-oh.
get out blood.
I know.
I'm letting anyone who doesn't know that know. As a man who's had far too many nosebleeds.
Ew.
Yeah. So he's got a strong man. Okay.
Does this fit our hulking figure description?
7 foot tall and 15 foot tall are two entirely different things.
He's got a strong man and something else. I still don't think we should leave it there all day.
Good, great. Nope, me neither.
To continue as well, you're examining the actual window sill now as well. Both of you come over. Zero, I'm going to say your next survival check is going to be at advantage. And Varys, you can make an investigation check again.
Cool.
Unless anyone else would like to do either of those rolls for them. Nope, never mind him. He's fine.
No, we're good.
Yeah, no, you're good. So, you two now working in tandem, monocles and these little stitch design hats have come upon you, and you're investigating everything as pipes appear in your mouth.
Got my deer hunter hat and my pipe.
Yeah. You look out and you look at the windowsill itself. You can tell that there's a heavy pressure on the actual windowsill, as if whatever came up onto it was very heavy, or too heavy, or shouldn't be that heavy. But you look down, there's no sign of, say, someone having pulled themselves up the side of the building. There's no signs of anything like that. And you begin looking around, and the only thing that makes sense, there's a building about 10 feet away. And it's either they jumped 15 foot up without touching the walls once, or they jumped 10 foot from one building to this one. But you can tell there's no entry designs or any markings of it, but you can tell that there is a small streak of blood that goes down the building, and there's a heavy pressure on the ground then.
If I look across at the building, is there any towers like behind it 1,000 foot? So can we tell that that's the obvious direction?
No, this would be on the south side, and the tower would be on the north side of the building, you guys.
So they loop
Could I
around.
start tracking the path of the blood?
That's a 15-foot drop.
Oi, Kirok, give us a lift.
Fine,
You would
okay.
take the stairs.
But I want to follow the trail of the blood.
Just be careful, alright? If you see this letter before then, I don't want to risk my sister being killed.
All right,
Not very
and
far.
As you two come down,
assuming I'm going
you two
to
come
actually-
down.
I know, but
Just to
I'm
say
going
this to you
turn into
guys.
a pig.
Hold on.
As you guys are coming down and you land, you do look over to the stables, and you hear Sildar immediately shout out, as a part of the stables has been caved in,
Oh,
and you see there are feathers that are currently trying to break their way out of it.
I rush over and I cast enlarge on myself and lift up the debris.
You begin lifting up the debris. Sildar is grabbing beams the size of you as this, and is lifting and throwing like it's nothing. He's just dragging everything he can, getting it. And there you see a very battered Kronos.
Zero! Medical attention!
Coming.
One wing is broken, but not in a way of where the debris has fallen. It looks as if it's been...
Fucking bastards.
Is he alive?
still alive, struggling, very confused for a minute, and you both have to give a breath back as Cronus actually begins flailing out angrily and confused, and you just see Sildar pull down the reins, grab it by the head, and just pull at his head neck. It's me. It's me. It's me. I've got you. And the beast begins to calm down. But it's still heart racing, adrenaline's rushing. These are your friends. You know them. They're here to help you. And
He
looks
says
to
as I
them.
Put a like a wasp stinger in his eye. To
Please
cure
don't do
wound.
that.
His eyes weren't injured.
Why do you always do the eye?
If you had
It works.
actually, do you try to put a
No,
giant wasp
I was
stinger
joking. I
in
was
a
joking
griffin's
because
eye?
I've learnt with Kirok now. I know enough about Aarakocra that I don't need to go via the eye.
Don't go for the eye for birds. It's probably a bad idea.
For anything.
I
I
mean,
don't think many
most,
things enjoy it.
most people don't enjoy it.
True. So at this point, you do heal Kronos up a little bit. The wing is still broken, still very heavily damaged, and he just pulls the beast out, which is now more of a limping out of the actual thing.
Yeah.
It
That's-
looks like it's been Kronos has been very badly. It's not even like the debris actually did most of the damage, but like Kronos was pummeled from the front. You can see there's actually a crack across the beak, and was
Can
pummeled in, and then everything collapsed in on top of it.
Can I do a
Das.
medicine check to set the wing?
Sure. And yes, Roman?
I'm going to sit on my knees and start to meditate.
Okay. So, with the aid of Sildar and pretty much anyone from who's nearby, seeing the War Duke's Royal Griffin barely standing, come over trying to help, and people begin helping you get materials, and you have everything you need at your disposal within minutes, and you just begin setting out the wing, and it has to lower its wing very delicately into itself, but it's able to keep it like that. And once it has it there, you're able to set it, and you're able to reset the bone. It is actually not broken at a joint or anything. It is actually just like the equivalent of a wing's femur, is the only way I can describe it to my own medical knowledge properly, has been snapped at the center.
Snapped in two.
Yes, so that's being set now, and it is. There are fragments, and you manage to, with the tweezers and with a lot of very delicate cooing by Kirok and Sildar, manage to take away fragments of bone and manage to reset it. Most doctors in the world would not be able to do this.
That bird is going to be on the ground for a while.
I keep holding up the debris in case like people want to get any other animals out of the stable.
There was a horse.
Oh dear.
And the horse has been partially eaten.
Oh.
And it looks like it's a very large bite mark. Like the entire stomach has just actually been taken out in one chunk.
Once everything's been set and everything, I'm going to pump in another cure wounds to make it a more permanent solution.
Okay. So to give you an idea,
just healing things when they're in the wrong position is much harder than when they're in the right position.
Very true. So, to give you guys an idea, this is essentially it being set like that. The cure wounds is being focused on that area specifically. Zero, make another medicine check with advantage. Okay. What should have been months and nearly years of medical rehabilitation, you could so long as Kronos doesn't do any flying, Kronos could probably recover within 3 or 4 months, which is a long time.
Good.
But considering the kind of care that Sildar will probably be able to provide for Kronos, probably able to recover within 2 months, even if very careful care is given to the beast. And you know, Kronos is a very capable, vicious-looking animal, and it's disturbing a lot of you that something was able to put the heart on it this severe.
I'm going to call out, somebody get me some cold chamomile tea, stat!
They only sell coffee in this town.
I pull out some chamomile. Go make tea, you pointy elf.
I'm actually not there, so.
Then why are you telling me they only have...
But,
that was out of character.
Des, I think you know why I'm meditating.
You want to try and chime in?
Yeah.
Okay, make an Arcana check, see if he's picking up the phone.
No, actually, sorry. You know, the certain thing that I not to be told.
Ah! DM Whispers.
Yep.
Ooh.
Oh shit.
Oh dang. He's calling up the big boy.
The old.
There's a couple of things this could be technically, right?
It's. I think it's not the one that we want it to be. It's the other one, which is still good. The you get to know a thing one.
Does anybody else get the impression that he's trying desperately to get us to burn through spells?
Yeah, me and Blue were talking about this.
There's a reason I didn't do my third Dispel Magic. That's all my third level spells kind of.
Honestly, because I'm me, and whenever someone hurts an animal, I'm not happy. I was like a split second from being like, Wall of Stone, and then I was like, no, that's way too overkill for this. Don't do that.
Okay, real talk. Do any of us know what the fuck to do about
not
that?
We go
really.
there now and fuck this shit up.
If people
I
don't know,
want my sisters to
chamomile
die.
tea is a pain reliever for our avian friends.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, yeah.
Because we know
Oh, no.
just about bugger all about avian pain management, but one of the things we do know is that chamomile works as relaxant in avians.
I will remember that if my raven friend ever comes into my garden injured.
Aw.
Make sure it's cold though, because they can't
Oh, yeah,
have hot for obvious reasons.
But yeah, I genuinely don't know what to do about this.
I say we go to that tower and we give them a bad day.
Problem is, we're not particularly stealthy, and they'll see us coming a mile away.
Yeah. I mean, they're probably watching us right now.
Is your mum allowed to cast steaming?
Probably not. I don't think that's on the spell sorcery spell list, is it? It's Bard and Wizard.
I don't think it is.
I got a clue.
I believe it's Bard Wizard. Um,
How lucky are we that we have a master vet on hand?
also, I think
I know.
he can see through invisibility, right? We've established that last time. Didn't we?
Oh,
Yeah.
more than likely.
Well, so can I.
Anything we can do, he can do better, but there's more
No,
than
you
us.
can't.
Yes, he can.
No, you can't.
Yes, he can.
Yeah.
No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't.
And...
I say we go there.
I don't know if we should.
I don't
The thing
think
is that
anyone.
if we don't go, then
what's the
he'll
incentive of not
only
going?
maybe hurt her. But if we do go, then he'll almost definitely hurt her.
That's if
Yeah,
we don't
he
kill
definitely
him before
goes
he
there.
hurts her.
There's no reason to trust what he said. Why would we believe anything he tells us? There's giving us
Especially-
good advice and trying to kill us are not.
As far as we know, she's already been there for a number of hours. Do you really want to leave her there for the rest of the day with him
I'm
and this thing?
99.9% sure that he's going to kill her regardless of when we go.
Oh,
Nighttime.
Glory's not what I think so.
Nighttime seems like ritualistic shit, right? I'm not.
Nighttime we're playing on his battlefield. Daytime
Yeah,
playing on our
he's-
battlefield.
This is true. Also, if that's like some sacrificial shit, I don't want Hope involved in that.
Shall we go there
I just
now?
have a good
Get rid of
example.
that?
It's like Rick said to Morty when he was running away from Scary Terry. Just because your villain says you can't hide doesn't mean you actually can't. So giving you good advice while trying to kill you doesn't work that way.
This is true.
What's the fastest way to get us all there?
There
We
isn't.
can fly.
There
We can
isn't a
fly
subtle,
as
there
all
isn't
of us.
there isn't a subtle way to get us all there.
Subtlety and the speed are two different things.
Yeah.
The quicker we get
in
there,
terms of speed, I can
well,
get us there. in
We
probably
could
like,
get very few of us there very quickly.
the quicker we get there, the less time he has to react to us coming there.
How fast are
I
you
have
talking?
Huru.
We-
He takes like 6 seconds
Yeah.
to summon. I can get
Yeah,
us
but
there in
it's-
like 10 seconds.
Yeah, but
We're in the middle
that
of a
town hops
street.
us 3 streets on a giant bird.
Well, exactly. Like I said, it's like I can do speed, but not subtlety.
The only problem with that
Like
is
we-
you're summoning. Will it fit in the street?
No.
Can summon him in the
We
air
can-
and ferry people up.
As I mentioned before, if we want to
Still
get
not
anywhere
there.
fast, we could always use a common railgun.
Not a thing in 5th edition.
No, seriously. I think we have options to all fly there without her.
I don't know what Legacy can do.
We can polymorph people. We can. I know Julian's got his giant fly figurine. Kirok can carry someone.
I've
I
also
can
got
go
a
in
giant
with
owl,
Elfie
which is
or-
slightly less
We've got giant
conspicuous than Huru.
owls. We've got wild shape.
I'm wondering.
The problem is that using stuff like that all burns through them.
Well, my polymorph is I do it once there. That's it. And I can
Yeah.
only do it for polymorph, so I don't mind using it.
Yeah,
Someone
Zero
can
only
become a
has 2
giant
B shapes.
and carry someone.
I can also summon things to carriers and all sorts, but if we're going to trust
That's
him,
true.
his big problem was with seeing us. We could send the entire guard into the place.
But honestly,
It's,
they're
it's gonna get him
people
killed.
I
like,
don't
people like
think he's-
that tend to be too slow. I feel like he'd do something before they'd even get to him.
People
Yeah,
like
but
that
that's
will
what
get
I'm saying.
themselves killed as well.
He's not a demon. He's of no obligation to be truthful. He's not a demon, a devil. He's not bound by any sort of truth to his statements.
No, I know. No, I'm not trusting him at all.
I think
but
we take
I wanna
a
be
short rest,
careful.
then we go.
Of course you do.
Hey,
Short
I
rest,
wanna
please.
I want to get one of my third level spells back.
Short rest, please.
Of course.
No.
I mean, that's the
Right.
thing.
No
If
rest.
we decide that we just wait until the appropriate time, we could just rest and get a few things back.
Mm,
I don't wanna wait until he's casting something and doing some shit.
neither
Like,
do I. The
if there was a
the
way
player
we could
wants-
fucking time it.
The player wants a short rest and get a third level spell back. The character wants to go there right back in now.
Yeah.
Me too.
I mean, if we had the cleric on rapid response, we could always just destroy the tower and everything in it, and then it wouldn't be a problem because we could just
No!
her and not
No!
him.
No!
Oh, I think we can. I think we all
We're going to address the fact that killing him is probably a bad idea later because I don't want to think about it right now.
There's 3 ways to get there: sewers, ground level, flying.
High, low, or
You have to
mid,
pick-
right?
Basically.
Yeah. What lane? What lane do you
What
want to
lane do
take?
you want?
Top, bottom, or mid?
I want to go in the jungle, guys.
Jungle.
If
You
we're
wanna go
talking
through-
stealth,
you wanna go
I'm
through the
bizarrely
ephemeral
the
plane.
stealthiest character because I can go invisible and into
Well,
beach
the
shots that are
only
very,
way-
very stealthy.
I can cast
The
invisibility.
only way we could do... It doesn't matter, I don't think. The only way we could do any kind of stealthy thing is you'd have to polymorph half the party because we're all incredibly unstealthy. At least 3 of us have disadvantage on all stealth checks.
Well, then all I've got to do is polymorph one of you into a giant eagle to carry the other ones. I can polymorph someone to a giant eagle that can't fly. They can carry someone else. That's 2 people.
Also,
flying.
I'm going to make
I
a
could-
really wild guess that she's probably in the basement.
Well, we saw him in the top of the tower, I think.
Well,
That's because he was watching us.
Yeah, she could be in the basement, he could be at the top of the tower to watch us.
Honestly, she could be anywhere.
She might not be here.
Yeah,
I don't know,
that's
she has
true.
to be on this plane, doesn't she?
Yeah,
Otherwise
she's on this
Scry wouldn't have
plane.
worked.
She can't have got that far.
Well,
He wouldn't be far from her
true.
for whatever
Well, he's
reason.
got a human working with him, so why not?
He's got
Because-
potentially 3 people working.
He's
for
the
him.
sort of person that would want to be the one to kill her if it comes to that.
Yes, that's true. He is.
If
If there's one thing we can bank on, it's his arrogance.
And also the fact that he hates us all, so he probably wants to do us in somehow.
But yeah, as
So
far,
we
as
go
far
in
as
there.
stealthing in,
That-
like I can get 0 in, but that's it. Like he can turn into a land octopus, which has crazy bonuses to stealth and going invisible, and
We can. I mean, we don't know. Can Legacy get us anywhere?
I don't know if
I mean,
Legacy...
I can make a number of us invisible.
Here's the thing. I'm assuming Hope's got anti-magic shackles on.
okay. Here's my plan.
Yeah, I
we
would
we
assume
arrange a
so.
hostage exchange and exchange Varus for the tiefling.
Then,
Then,
Unfortunately, he also
Then-
hates me.
no, I'm
Then
seriously.
then we
I
contact
know you're getting,
Vlad.
but I'm not.
Then we
Rubbish
contact
then.
Vlad and say, "Oi, the guy who wants to get that dragon blood for you and that you currently got under oath is currently being held by some hoity-toity.
No, we don't need to go that far.
Gargoyle. Would you mind coming
just-
along and eating him?"
That plan is fucking wild, and I'm not sure.
We
That's
just.
pretty crazy.
No, that's a terrible plan. It will never work. It's just something.
We need something right now, because right now we're just like, A,
What?
they've been in DM's Whispers for like 3 hours, and
I
I'm
know,
losing my
it's
mind.
been really long.
But 2, I'm like losing my mind because I don't know what to do. So we need some kind of... I want to know what Legacy has. Add.
I mean, Zero's all good with charging in, but he's distracted at the moment. Now that he's doing veterinary work, he'll stay there all day unless somebody gets him out of it because he's too focused.
He's still
Right, so
going.
what's the plan?
Look at him, he's still going.
This
I
is
feel
where
like-
we find that Roman's just completely rewritten the history of the campaign.
I feel like if we make
What
the
the hell
plan
could
now,
they be talking
then we can
about?
steal that. Right.
I know I take a long time in DM's Whispers, but holy shit.
Jesus Christ. This is he's
Hey,
having
this
like
is
full on in depth.
I also want to just hallmark, because we know he cares about this shit. The 2 how do you want to do this on the Black Spider were me and Roman.
Yes.
Just so everyone's on that level.
Yeah. That's
So we
probably
can sacrifice
important
the
to
two of you?
remember.
So yeah, so you can sacrifice us 2, just get my sister out. Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Alright, so,
Okay, all
ladies
right.
and gentlemen, you've all noticed for a while, you're all doing your own things, but human, there's a dark omen around him as he's just sat in meditation.
Sword.
He's focused, he's intent. And then he opens his eyes, and you see. Let me just. I'm just going to do this to make sure I do it right, because this is something that I have to make sure I do right, because it is that kind of thing.
If Glory's drawing a
Hang on.
sword,
Hang on. What you see is the design of a vizier, a haughty noble in a card in front of him, which burns away. As Roman has now used the effect from the deck of many things that he
Oh.
drew long ago. The effect, for those who wonder, at any time you choose within 1 year of drawing this card, you can ask a question in meditating and mentally receive a truthful answer to that question. Besides the information, the answer helps you solve a puzzling problem or other dilemma. In other words, knowledge comes with wisdom on how to apply it.
Oh.
This
So
is what you
basically-
know.
Sort
Out
of
of
That's why
character.
it took so long.
Yeah.
Yes. 'Cause I just had to
Dang.
tell him how to beat this encounter.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because I now know how to save Hope and kill
Yes.
Nezazar
Yes.
forever.
Brian!
This is Magical Brian.
Is not
It's
magic.
ma-
Okay, start talking. Do it quickly.
In character. In character.
Yes.
So in
Okay.
character, none of you know
Okay.
this.
Can I also say, when Glory drew that blade on Roman, I'm just going to instantly interpose myself between her and Roman.
Well, this
I'm not
is
doing anything. I'm just
Okay.
watching.
This is
I know
where
it.
you're in.
I now have-
Alright.
Okay, so
What?
I know how to beat him and save Hope, as well as save a lot of children.
What?
She'll-
Basically,
saving a lot of-
Every how many years was it? Des?
100 years.
Every 100 years, a purple moon will appear. When this purple moon appears, basically, if all adults in a city are knocked out, the children are awoken and brought to the shore to then be offering towards Cthulhu or
Not to
Kraken.
Cthulhu, to the Kraken. Also, because you learned this, it's all well in games because you were giving a full detail. Roman, I'm about to give you a name.
Ooh.
The name of the Kraken.
What?
Oh!
That kind of stuff's important.
Is it George? Frank, isn't it?
Brian.
Steve.
Steve!
Oh.
No, it's
Oh.
not. That's something simple. It's Sar or no.
How many vowels?
Slarkrithel.
I'm
Mark
not
the-
spelling that.
Well, with it all.
SLARKER or RE. Sorry.
Just gobbing to your hand. That's how
T-H-E-L.
you say it.
Yeah.
None of that. I got like half of that, so it's whatever
Okay,
the
whatever.
fuck this word is now. Carry on.
So, basically, he's using hope by using a spell, which is why there's
Simulacrum.
simulacrum.
Lacrum.
Simulacrum.
It is
Basically
a
meaning-
7th level illusion
Oh,
spell.
shit.
Basically
Hey,
meaning
I know what that word means. Out of character.
yeah. Basically meaning he has versions of hope.
Hi, guys.
Oh, hey, buddy!
Hello.
Holy shit! I almost got that.
Including the
Looks like
fact that I did
Calamari to
post.
me.
Oh, I didn't post it in chat. My bad.
Yeah, no,
So
message me.
she's got versions of her.
Basically, in the sense of it, it's more usually in just the illusion of somebody. However, he's basically made it so they are almost perfect copies of her, although weaker. Basically, giving them the ability to be used as.
Lull everyone. Lull every
Well,
adult.
I was getting to it.
Let him say.
Let him talk.
Let him
Dad.
tell his story.
Basically, using them to lull every adult in the city, including us, sleep as he takes away these children.
That's gonna happen. So we go there now, basically.
Right.
So yes,
I-
it's-
Roman, I
Uh,
trust you. I don't need the magic lesson. You tell us what we need to do and we'll do it. But although I am curious
do
as
we
how
stop
if
them
that
is
works
the
with
important
elves.
thing.
But yeah, go ahead.
well, okay.
I'm with
So-
Zero here.
Basically, the way it's gonna go is as it gets to night, which if we waited till then, is when he would be doing them. Because he needs the moon to be there.
Oh, you forgot a very important fact about. Oh,
Yes, I was getting to it.
okay. Just letting you know, just in case. I did info dump. I'm just making sure.
Basically, Hope is being guarded by Gregor,
Knew it.
which
Called it.
in the top of the tower is an alarm spell, and if Nezazar is ever to lose any points of health or cast a spell of attack, he will then immediately kill Hope.
So how?
Well, we have to disguise ourselves because there is a 400-foot perimeter around the tower that is filled with homes with his spies that are basically to alert him if we are seen. But they have no ability to see through disguises of the magical variety.
Only Nezanar has the ability to see through them, and he is staying somewhere.
As well as basically to get Hope in and out. There's an Legacy. I would basically need you two to Dimension Door in. Legacy staying Legacy being the first Dimension Door in, staying to deal with Gregor. During which, while he is surprised, Varys, you would be grabbing Hope and then de-dooring back out. Which, Legacy, you should be able to handle Gregor for a few rounds of combat. Which
He kidnapped my daughter and beat my favorite Griffin half to death. I'm gonna kill that son of a bitch.
Yes, I understand that. So, in the terms of if needing to then escape, you will have about 2 to 3 rounds in the sense of it. So basically, or even more depending on
how it goes.
Yes. Also, to defeat Nezazar, we're going to need a finger death.
We got one of those handy.
To basically
Legacy looks at all of you. Right, so that's not being used on Gregor then.
Yes. Basically, we use the finger of death to kill his soul, and basically keep it within you in the sense, and
destroy
then
him.
That sounds...
Basically, yes, destroy his soul, and then destroy the body with fire, of basically making nothing of ash.
I can disintegrate the body. I'm going to destroy him for what he's done to my children.
Well, also, with this knowledge, you may have difficulty fighting. You, Glory, Faith, and Legacy may have trouble fighting the Simunebe because they are basically perfect copies, both physical and vocal.
Oh, you've got to be kidding.
They're going to sound like her, they're going to act like her, they're going to fight like her, except they're entirely loyal to Nesmar. But I know I was saying this for fluff, but Finger of Death basically means the soul will be utterly destroyed, and disintegrating the body will then mean that it does not come back as a zombie, and there is, every time you've killed him, his soul or his body has been left in some capacity. With the soul being given to Cthulhu, Cthulhu kept the soul and was toying with it, but the soul escaped. With the original time, Slak-Rithol took away the body and soul, so saved him. This time you wipe him out completely and he will be gone. Just good luck killing Gregor after that.
Well, yeah. So, what I will say is, Glory and Faith, you will basically then guard the real Hope when she is brought back, as a way of then me, Kirok, and the others will then destroy the Simulacrum.
Sounds like a plan. If I may add, if you could mark when you get the chance, mark the real one for us, like stick something on the forehead, that would be grand. Thanks.
Do we know So where exactly in the tower is Hope being held?
Top of the tower, my dude.
The
Yeah.
very top.
I hope it's
Okay.
in the very top. The very top also has an alarm spell to then alert Nezazar that we have gone in.
All right, we got a plan. We don't need to plan this because
Also,
We've got
we
it.
laid out for us.
we can't go down. We can't go through the main door, as there is a cannon waiting for us, as well as 2 guards. So
Let's
that
not
is why
be
it's
funny this
basically.
for weeks.
Jeez.
And as a DM, I love that this was your time to use this because
It
I'm
was.
super glad because I don't know how the hell we were supposed to work all of this out.
No, I don't know how I would to do
it's
that.
almost like a guy with 20 intelligence has been planning the.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, guys,
So-
let's not.
I think I got
We
everything
literally
right,
Used
Des.
a spell that
Okay.
told us exactly what we need to do. So let's do exactly that.
Okay.
But yeah, I got everything down to the point. Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
sit down
Okay. Cool. Good.
with.
I'm glad I remembered all of that.
One thing you
Oh, yeah,
didn't say, because I didn't explain it to you, but I'll explain to you now, and you can convey it to the party.
Okay.
Purple Moon. Nezanar was planning on using a spell, as the Purple Moon is a byproduct of Slark Rithal, as he is a demigod-like creature. It was essentially his tentacles would rise up as shadows out of the sea and wrap around the moon to turn it purple. Nezanar will perform a spell, and anyone who was in the moonlight of it must immediately make a Constitution saving throw or be paralyzed.
Oof.
Which basically meant if you waited till midnight exactly, I was literally going to count it down.
I knew waiting was a bad idea.
Yeah,
Yep.
no kidding.
We all knew waiting was a bad idea.
So we have basically,
Tomorrow.
few good hours of daylight to basically go do this.
It's
yeah.
morning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
We have the
literally
entire
morning. It's like
day.
get in, go out.
Right.
Well,
is
we
there
don't have to
anything we need
overthink
to do to
this.
prepare for
The
this?
DM knows
So-
exactly what we're doing because
Yeah, that is our entire plan.
Yeah.
Silver looks to all of you as well. I want to signal the moment Hope's out, and I'm going to have that entire quarter surrounded by guards.
Hey, well,
Yes.
Sildar, do you,
whatever
do
Roman
you
says,
wanna,
I'm just going to trust him fully.
Sildar, do you want to come with us? You and Loyalty to fuck up Gregor?
He fucked my bird up. I'm gonna fuck him up.
Well, Sildar, I will. Or actually,
Yeah.
even Legacy can possibly even give you a sending spell to let you then know, get the guard, round him up.
I have a war horn that I'm going to
Okay.
blow into as loud as possible. I'm going to send a word, have a double patrol. The moment they hear my war horn, everyone in.
Mhm.
And nothing that belongs to this person gets out in Neverwinter. He fucked up coming here.
Roman knows all the details about who's going in disguised, how they're doing it, and everything. So let's just follow Roman.
I can provide full disguises for you all. Or, and he looks over to Legacy, Nico! As Nico just
Without the
lifts up
wigs.
one leg, takes the stick off, puts it up into like a small hole that's in the ceiling of behind the bar, twists it, you hear, and in front of the bar you see it opens up, and 3 dozen disguises just all show up in perfect uniform. What? Do you think I'm an entire cook?
Holy
Hoppers.
shit.
Yes, thank you, Nico. I remember why you're always my favorite cousin. Oh
I thought it was because of my hilarious jokes.
yeah, that too. But also just having disguises out the wazoo for really any purpose.
That I do at the Mazu. I want more coffee. And he just like crumbles back over to one of the coffee machines. Which is essentially just like a large steampunk mishmash of wires, pipes, and gears.
But
being
yes,
a
as to who's
tinker.
going in disguise, it's all you, Roman. You know exactly who needs to go and who doesn't.
Yeah, I mean,
Everyone can go in disguise. Basically, the disguises, you guys, because basically, I had everything set up so that you guys would be able to say, can we get disguises? You'd then be given disguises. Can we do it like this? You can then do it like this. Because you have this set up, literally everything, like the guards were an option, the disguises were an option. The only thing that wasn't an option was Kronos, who was going to be essentially taken out pre-match.
yeah.
Everything else you could go for. So,
Okay.
including the sewers. But you guys now know that the safest and cleanest way is to D-door straight to her once you get within 400. The disguises here can be worn over armor. It makes you basically look like, and there's even like fake makeup to make you look like, say, a tiefling can look like a half-orc.
Ah.
And Kirok, you will look like, of all things, a tabaxi.
How does that work?
Opposite side.
You can't
Harper,
you can't
welcome
escape
to
the
this-
animal races.
Nico leans down, looks at you, and goes, "Do not question my magical art."
I mean, a
And
Kenku
then he
maybe,
finishes
you
up-
could draw a
he-
parallel there, but a tabaxi?
Oh,
he
wait, I
finishes-
do have hang on, I do have a Kenku disguise. And
I
he
like to think-
actually lowers himself in under the casing. And there's a teeny tin whistle that rolls away and out of it.
Aw.
Got this one!
I like to
Hey.
think. I like to think he goes to do it up as a tabaxi, and he doesn't quite get it right. It's like, and Zero's like, "You look like more like some sort of blue sky wolf."
Hey! Pew, 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 pew. The ultimate joke has been made. We can all leave now.
I can quit D&D.
Mic drop.
Don't quit D&D,
Can she go in
please.
looking like a blue sky wolf?
No.
I
Aw.
need to homebrew stats for a Skywolf race.
So we all disguise so we can get within a certain distance of the tower.
I'm just gonna ask Legacy as well if she remembers if there's anything particularly devastating in Hope's magical arsenal we should all probably remember about now.
Yeah,
She
because
probably
ponders
more
to
time
herself
with-
for a moment. She ponders to herself for a moment. Hope doesn't really do as we do. She didn't really focus on adventuring. What she can do, I know something she chose to do quite irritatingly before her diversion was she came very used to whenever she didn't want to have to do the dishes or anything, she would just go invisible.
Yeah,
That's fine.
that explains a
And
lot of things.
She can just scream so loudly she can shatter glass. Except now she doesn't actually have to scream. It's now some sort of art she can perform to actually shatter glass and bend steel and everything. I think that's the most powerful thing she has. You know, she's always been very charming, or she can put you straight to sleep. But she also is us, so she knows how to goad people.
This is going to be the hardest part. We've always been able to fight very easily.
Here's a question.
Hell, am I
Legacy.
even starting
Do you know?
a fight with the actual Hope?
Do you know any details about the spell that he's using? This Simul what's it?
She looks.
It's
for
a
a
spell that
moment.
was cast on her, right?
This was. She looks for a moment, and you can tell the moment it got mentioned, the Simul Akram. Her face sank. It's a spell that can be used. You acquire the materials for an equivalent exchange, and a part of the energy of the person is drained and put into it. People recover over time, and it's been known that entire armies have been made in histories past from a carbon copy of a warrior. However, they've never been as strong as the warrior. Too long, and it can drive someone insane. It can kill them. It's a very dangerous. The thing is, you can use it to create a duplicate. It's a very simple spell when using it to create a single duplicate of a beast or a humanoid, orc, whatever.
Is it? Do you think it's something that I could dispel?
No, I think it's because the thing is, normally it's an illusion, and it could perhaps be done in this way.
Something more than just a.
This has become something solid.
Okay.
It's become something solid and more like a construct than it is that. I've heard of people who have used this type of magic before, creating entire armies from it. It is one of, when used in this way, the most evil spells anyone can learn, which is why knowledge of the spell is incredibly limited. You have to be incredibly old or be in the very deep circles of magedom to actually know what the spell is before you're even taught it. To my knowledge, I can think of only 2 or 3 people that have ever been taught it, and Crowan is one of them, and he never uses it deliberately.
I'll make a
Well,
note of it.
It says a lot when we have access to spells like Disintegrate and Finger of Death and Prismatic Spray, and this is considered one of the worst spells in existence.
It's something I'll look into.
Well, what he used for equivalent exchange is the glass within alleyway there.
And
Why?
you now look out a lot of your windows. You thought that you had out the windows open. None of you really noticed that all the glass is out of the lower ground floor of these windows.
So we've got a few glass cannons to take it out. Okay.
Hey.
Hey, that's my daughter.
Meanwhile, I come back from getting disguised, and and I look like a female Goliath, and I'm like, I have questions about this costume.
I understand that reference.
I grunt.
He looks at you. He looks at you very annoyedly. Just grunt at anyone who questions it.
Hey.
Blue, you beat me to it, you bitch.
Just standing here with my arms crossed, just like, this is really uncomfortable.
As a Kenku.
Yeah, a Kenku who's got to keep her wings perfectly flattened. It's like, this is a really uncomfortable angle.
There's gonna be a Kenku who's gonna lose their shit when
Meanwhile,
like,
I'm looking at my legs, like, why am I several feet taller?
Yeah, instead of like in the normal, instead of the normal like casually relaxed, they've got to be like perfectly flat against the back, so she's just like permanently tense, and it's just like, oh god.
This is the Arakakra equivalent of wearing a corset.
Yeah.
Oof.
It's like uncomfortable.
Yeah, whatever I do is gonna have stilt.
Nick, how you
Um,
belly button?
That one doesn't have a belly button.
What?
As he moves away, helping someone else in disguise. Roman, you now look like a short dwarf. Your mohawk is now bright red, and you look like you are just bare tattooed. Like it is makeup over, like it is a design over you, but it's like a bodysuit, but actually looks real. And you look muscular with these designs all down the front of you.
Oh, cool. So
You look like
So
some kind of metalhead.
good.
Some kind of Slayer fan, maybe.
Hey.
Cool.
We're gonna need
Here we
code
go.
What
name.
does Varys look like?
I'm calling the dwarf Nazdo.
Krauser.
I'll roll for it. I was going to roll for what race I look like.
You don't have a choice. You look like
What do you
a
do?
dragonborn.
Oh, that's dope. Game.
You look
What
like a golden dragonborn. You look
Yeah.
about 7 foot tall now, and you're fully muscular, like ridiculously built. But you are in robes like some sort of sorcerer. But you are
Hey.
built.
Hey.
You now have a distinct urge to
Hell
cast
yeah.
fireball.
Okay, go on.
How
What
many
am I?
references can we fit in one session?
You are a slender elf covered in daggers.
No,
Not
No.
interesting enough.
that's hope. No, that's not hope. That's fate. That's fate. Fate looks like some kind of angsty child
She's not
in the
angsty
corner.
enough.
I have a
looks-
sudden and
honestly-
urgent need to protect her.
She immediately looks like she needs a me badly.
She desperately looks like she needs a hug.
That's what I was
Like,
going to
don't snap
say.
her in half.
Yeah. She looks like she needs a
Wait,
hug, but
Legacy?
will murder anybody who tries.
Yeah. Legacy looks like some sort of beautiful androgynous mage, like elven mage. Just the ears are pricked back, the horns are covered in this ridiculously long black hair. She looks fabulous.
It's just like,
Gloria, you also look slightly of an androgynous character, but your skin looks more like you were tanned with your horns hidden behind a long streak of black hair, with these exotic robes all across your sides, and you're given 2 little contacts, which actually fit quite comfortably in your eyes, that make your eyes look slightly
Now it
more
looks
like a...
I have eyes, not just.
To give you an idea, you now look like Jaman Saod.
Hell yeah!
my God.
You're doing amazing, sweetie.
I think I got the best.
And you now look at... For some reason, Ashk is on Turk. Turk now looks like some sort of... It's hard to describe. He looks like some sort of teeny tiny dinosaur.
God.
Is he a fucking T-Rex?
No, he's not a motherfucking T-Rex. But the costume kind of falls apart onto itself, and what looks originally like some sort of great and powerful lizard, when it falls apart, it now actually looks more like a cow. And Ashk is dressed like a farmer. On top of her cow.
I mean, I was going to go with a bear, but sure.
Oh, God.
We need to shut down the amount of references that are happening
Right.
right now.
There's too many.
We're all
Okay, I think I covered everyone.
You got it. You got it. You're doing amazing,
I think
sweetie.
that's everyone. That was.
I don't know
innocent.
how.
What does Durin look like?
Durin looks at a door and immediately wants to break through it.
Yes!
Of course.
He looks at the door and just goes, I'm gonna wreck you when I get towards you. And he starts walking in the wrong direction. These may be based on people from other places, and as such you may start acting a bit like them, but you'll be fine.
What kind of disguises are these?
Good ones.
I don't know. I think.
To be fair, you do not look like yourselves.
I don't feel like
That's
myself
true.
either. I don't know if I like it.
It's just going
I
to
look
the
better.
bow as soon as we do anything.
Well, everyone, welcome to the Power of the Harpers, a secret organization that does whatever the fuck we want.
I've already gathered that.
Apparently, mostly involves costume party.
Or getting very, as Legacy points up, or getting very drunk. That's my life. You
Just
also
drinking
now
until
see
wait afterwards.
Sildar is next to you all. And for some reason, he looks like a paladin none of you have ever seen, with streaks of blonde hair and blonde in his hair of graying. Looks like an older man. Why that smirk off your face, Blue?
I think I
Leave me alone.
Still a really nice guy.
He just seems like he's become more.
Just a really awesome dude.
Oh, I was gonna go somewhere else, my dear.
Nah.
Nah.
And take that character forever for you. Now every time you see him, he'll just go, "Hello, my dear."
In another universe, I am upset by this.
Anyway,
Current campaign, guys.
Summer campaign. Let's go
Systemic
fuck
lock,
up
let's
the
do
back-
this.
We need to wait until like sundown, don't we?
No,
Is this
No.
how we end?
No.
Don't want to
No.
wait till sundown.
Then we're going.
Definitely
100%
not. We're going now.
Yeah, we're going now.
Okay, so squad A is doing dimension door. Squad B
Yeah.
is doing front door. Squad C is reinforcements.
Wait, they said don't do the front door because there's a cannon there.
Correct.
Yeah.
Alternate door.
Alternate door.
You kind of thinking, let's not go for the tower. Just get into the tower and immediately get out of said tower.
I'm not in charge.
I guess we need to find somewhere to just like chill while we wait for the D doors to happen.
Yeah, because it's
Wait
basically
about
going to be.
100 foot from the tower. No,
Yeah, it's a
we'll do
100-foot
that.
tower, 400 area around it. So basically, they make sure they
You
were
have to
going
get within 400 feet. Once you're within 4 feet of the tower, you can D-door to the top of the tower.
Yeah.
Does it have to be 400 feet to the top of the tower?
No, basically
I
the tower.
decided.
Okay.
That's my answer.
Technically,
It's 400 feet that way and up. All that way is 400 feet. Go away. It's my game, my rules.
well, yeah, no.
I
I was gonna
don't want
say,
to have to do
Yeah.
longitude and latitude. It
This
has to
is the
burn.
moment, guys. Finally, trigonometry is coming in useful.
No,
Right,
no, I don't care how many watermelons Fred has. Why does he have 28 watermelons? It makes no sense.
technically, to basically have to be in range for D-door, which D-door is 500 feet of area, with the
40
perimeter
now.
being 400 feet and the tower being 100 foot tall. That's 500 feet. You have to be in that area before you can ever do it.
About binomial theorem, I am brimming with a loss news and many interesting facts about the square of the
That's the square of the
hypotenuse.
hypotenuse.
So basically, once you
Right.
get past their perimeter, basically
I am the
D-door
model
good.
of a
and around.
scientist Solarian.
Well, that's fine. That's why
No.
I'm
Model.
Nope. We shut that reference down right now.
This is
We've got
Turian,
this-
Asari, and Batarian.
Hey, tangents.
Curls is
We go.
not happy with me. I am dying next session.
She's a fan of
Sail
musicals.
through the tower.
No, that is a Mass Effect reference.
Not playing
Uh,
Mass
too
Effect.
soon.
Okay.
That is real. That's real too soon. 'Cause I just
Oh,
can't go
also,
watch Sail through the tower.
there you go. Anyway,
That's
moving on.
real too soon.
Because
Right, should
actually,
we
I
go and
need
fuck
my
you guys up?
go.
new token out here.
So, to
Oh,
give you guys an idea,
Oh god.
I'm going. Oh God, what's
Yeah,
happening?
please resize that for me, please. I fixed my token.
Very nice. Got a nice border.
Yeah. I thought I'd go purple.
Good news, I've already moved that one. So how about you all join me in the next map?
Holy shit!
I decline.
I shall describe to you all what you see. As you step in, the map's only 200 feet, so please bear with me. But we'll say for the sake of
Yes.
narrative that you guys are for. I wasn't making a
Oh, this is
400-foot
cool.
map, guys.
Yeah,
That's
that's
fair.
big.
Because I did not
Okay.
think you were going to do it like that, and I was like, not adding an entire new suburb. Okay. So,
And then I walked
to give
in.
you guys a descriptive, this tower, this is your tower. This section is the tower. It has a 3-tier. This is the lowest tier and the only real main entryway. Then this is the upper tier that has a stairwell coming up to it. And then this is the high tier. It is a spiral up to here. So we're just going to use the theater of the mind for this part.
Excellent.
Sure.
Because actually getting the spiral towers that fit onto these maps is next to impossible.
Yep.
So, at this point, because the disguises are Harper, basically you were getting these from one of the bosses of the Harpers just snapped her fingers. You're getting the best. Literally, unless someone chooses to break character, which you all know how not to do, thanks to your perfect description of what you need to do to get through. Yeah. I'm letting you know, by the way, Narrowin, as much as I love you, you're not getting bonus experience for this. The reward
Oh
is
yeah,
you are
I
beating the
totally
encounter.
I totally
Like that.
fucking agree with that.
Yeah.
I understand.
Your reward is going,
We-
fuck you guys!
We
My
know
reward
how
is basically getting rid of my top competition when it comes to killing Kraken.
to-
Yes, I'm good with
know,
that.
We know how to beat the encounter. It doesn't mean we'll enact the plan perfectly. So shit
No,
will go
but you
wrong.
guys
we
were
do
going
know
to
the
try
best
it.
plan, so just do
We have a
whatever
very
we say.
solid plan.
So, because you guys have the aid of everyone around you, you've managed to move in. Sildar as well being one of... I'll get him on the map. I wasn't sure to get him or Kronos on the map, so it shall only be Sildar, because Kronos is leading.
Is fucked.
OOA out of action.
Get this old man and I'll move him here. It's very old man. Rockfin is informed you all that she's basically going to perch herself up in a very high tower somewhere else. And she's going to start taking pot shots when she gets a chance to.
It's basically just sniper rifle. Wait for
sorry.
it. Wait for it. Wait
Yeah,
for it.
basically, she's waiting on an 1,000-foot perimeter, so you guys in your area, anything that leaves your area is going to start falling.
Awesome.
So, from where you guys
Like,
are...
it's a cow kind of style, just basically boom, dust flies up.
Basically, you just hear... You might even hear, because she's at the top of a church, you might hear a church bell go... Bong,
Cool.
as the shots go off.
Shells. Not Big Ben, no, too soon.
Cries.
British memes.
Cries.
Did that get
Right,
eaten by
you're-
dragons again?
Yeah,
English
something
tears.
like that. I think it was
Something along
Death
those
Eaters
lines.
this time.
No, again? God damn it.
Anyway,
No, I'm pretty sure.
those London memes.
How does this audio sound? Is that okay, guys?
I can't hear it because I have it muted.
Yep, sounds good.
Yeah, I like that.
Ooh, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, that's.
As you guys step in, the tension hits you. You know what you need to do. There's still the danger of what else, what will happen, what might occur. What would you all like to do now in this situation?
I would like to grunt.
Alright, so
I'm
the
gonna
first part-
wait for
You
instruction.
draw on a small piece of paper, grunt.
I'm gonna wait for
I do exactly what
instructions.
Raven tells me to, basically.
So
Okay.
pretty much, you guys hide out until I get back here with Hope.
Yeah, it's basically
Is that
gonna be. Squad A is basically Legacy and Krauser Varys basically going in, grabbing.
Sildar coming with us?
No,
I don't want to leave
Sildar is
Legacy
staying out
alone
here to
against-
give the signal.
I have
Yeah.
to give the signal. Once I give the signal, I'm going to be walking in there and I'm going to take any I get my.
Yeah, so Squad A is
Oh,
first.
okay.
Squad A goes in, grabs, gets out.
Let's do it.
Also, if anyone can give something to Hope to make sure that we know the Hope apart.
Yes.
Yeah, slap something on her forehead.
I'll be able to put Hex on her and know her.
Legacy takes
Oh,
an
no, yeah,
amulet
don't
out,
that.
opens up the amulet, and there is a picture in the amulet of her and 3 very small, bright red little tiefling children.
There you go.
I'll be giving her that. I'll put it over her neck, and you guys will know that's her then. Okay. Are you ready, Varys?
As ready as I'll ever be.
grabs- She grabs your shoulder, like hand over. On 3.
Oh, hold on. I can't taste on myself.
Okay, you cast haste.
On myself.
2, 1. And in that moment, you both disappear. When you reappear, you appear in the room. You see before you, tied to a chair, beaten, bloodied, and battered, Hope. But you see behind her, as you enter, a man. Dark black hair, thick, going down to about the back, middle of the neck. Burly. Very big and burly. He's wearing very basic clothes, like just dark, thick tunic of pants and brown and pants and shirt that have been torn around the edges. No footwear. As he sees you both, he immediately just goes blood red in the eyes and just begins changing. And in that moment, as he's changing, there's a delay. And I'm going to begin doing this. As you are currently in the surprise round, I would like everyone, oopsie, to
That's my
roll.
everything crashes.
initiative.
Ah!
My everything is crashing as I do this, so it might come up, it might not.
Screams.
Good time. Good time for
It's a
everything.
good time for everything to die.
Oh, I can close Kronos' page.
Sorry, I was like, okay, that's gonna make this too easy.
Oh yes. Oh, I need to roll for Sildar as well.
Oh, yeah, I
let
gotta
you
roll
guys
for fate.
know, I'm just gonna say that NPCs you control, they'll go on your initiative.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Roll. Who's doing the cover legacy while
Darren rolled a
Stacey's not
1.
here?
I'm gonna let you guys know that basically in this moment, I'm just gonna let you guys get Hope out, and then we're gonna call it, because then the fight's gonna happen.
The next
then,
session.
yeah, next session, and then this will go down because I was like, okay, either you're gonna get to him and it's gonna just start, or you're going to plan and then you're going to be ready to go at him. So,
Or it's gonna be
moment.
Roman sits down, goes, da da da. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, and he just decides to make this a lot quicker.
Yeah,
So,
like, okay, it's morning, let's go.
One, okay, let's jam. Right. Barris, what do you do? You're hasted.
What is that behind me? Is that just a guy?
You see
What is that?
behind you, you're looking around immediately in your hasted vision, you see the same dark leather armor, drawing out 2 scimitars and one pointed at you. Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
Suck my dick.
I just flipping the bird, grab
Also,
Hope, and
as you guys, when you guys cast the spells, your disguise immediately fails. It falls apart off of you because
I was gonna say.
it's literally meant to be like, "Hey, look how fake!"
I am.
It's
So I
literally the
take
anime
off the
thing of just
reaction.
all the clothes get thrown up in the air, and then it's your, "Ha, it's me."
Yeah.
Your move, Kyla.
It was? I
Right.
had clothes flying off.
You grab Hope, and you D-door.
Yeah.
Okay, as you
I
D-door,
will
you
use
watch
my
as Nezanar
No, I know. Go on, you
Isn't
do
our-
first.
points out his hand towards you, and as he does, you see Legacy raises her hand out to him. and immediately counterspells him the moment she spotted him in the room. Knowing there's another magic user, she goes, "Get my child out of here now!"
I'm gone.
Yes, ma'am.
And in that
Right
sudden
behind
moment
me.
of, "Oh God, that's someone's mother, a very angry mother doing this," and boop, in that moment, as an amulet is thrown to you, you grab it, you detour, bringing her out. You take her, put the amulet over her. She is still stunned. The chains have fallen off as the chains were rooted to that spot. And in that moment, as that was her surprise round to cast Dimension Door, that was yours. This initiative order and this battle will commence next week.
What? Oh no, someone said. Oops.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
See you next time, guys. Tune in to find
That's
out what
cool.
happens.
This is going to be fun.
Shit's about to hit the
That's
fan.
Can I say that a Blade Song was my bonus action there as well, just so it's done?
Yeah, you hasted and blade sign, and then you got grabbed. You did that on the turn beforehand, so they're both one turn down already.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
That's what I'm gonna say. So, out of sake of fairness, because you would not have been able to cast Dimension Door then. So, that's what we're
Well,
gonna
Blade
call
Song
it.
bonus, but yeah.
No, you casted haste and blade song, so you'd have
Yeah,
to do
that's
that
fine.
all in one turn. So instead, you
Yeah,
do
yeah,
that the
that's
turn
fine.
before, so you're just one turn down.
Yeah.
That's what I want to make
That's
sure,
cool.
dude.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
Okay. See you all next week.
Bye-bye.
Stop it, game team.
Bye bye.